when he was down on his haunches, and I think they said it on commentary. You could tell he was, feeling it in his hamstring straight away. But what an impact he's been over the course of the season. And you're right, heartbreak is the word for it. 2 Champions League finals on the trot. So, but like as I said again on commentary, like it's pretty cool. You can go to the bench and bring on an academy graduate and Phil Foden. So let's hope he continues to grow into the game a little bit more.
Absolutely. You said straight away, hamstring, shouldn't even sort of consider trying to play through that sort of problem. You can't do it.
I've been in this game for years and years, and I've never seen a player run off a hamstring injury. Once you've done your hamstring, it's game over. The only thing that you're going to achieve if you continue on is to tear it, and which puts you out for longer. So whilst your head's got to rule your heart in these kind of things, because you want to stay on. It's probably the biggest game of your career, if not the World Cup final. You want to stay on, but you're just going to do yourself damage, and then therefore you're going to miss probably pre-season if it's a really bad one. Devastating for the lad. But as Karen said, you're bringing on Phil Foden, who, in all fairness, let's be honest, could get in pretty much any other team in Europe.
Right. City still searching for their best rhythm. I think that's fair enough to say, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I would say so. I think we've seen, all credit to Inter Milan in terms of, their discipline and their commitment to their shape. They're making it really, really difficult for the key players to get on the ball. I think Ederson looked a bit uncomfortable. Rodri was struggling in maybe the first 5-10 minutes to kind of get on the ball consistently. But they're doing really, really well in filling those passing lanes, into Gundogan and De Bruyne when he was on the pitch as well. So, yeah, really, really struggling to kind of find that rhythm in the build-up as well. Yeah,
and too many perhaps bad touches, which you don't expect from a City team.
Yeah, there was kind of bad touches and it was bad passes, which again, you don't expect. It was just kind of... Sometimes, just if I was passing to you, it sometimes wouldn't reach you, and then other times it would go past you, but it was actually finding Man City players, so we kind of getting away with it. And other times they capitalised and actually nicked the ball. But it just looked as though they were just that little bit nervous. I mean, it was great, actually. It was great timing because the camera went on Pep and he was screaming, relax.
Yes.
Because they were just like, he could feel the tension. Just relax. But they're human. It is a huge, huge game. They know how much pressure's on them and they don't want to make a mistake. Normally when you play and you've got your confidence and you're relaxed, you pass it, you don't even think about it because it's just natural. Whereas in the first 5-10 minutes, you're thinking, I do not want to give the ball away. I do not want to make a mistake. And you overthink it. But then they just start to settle down a bit. But Inter Milan are making it so difficult because at times when City are pressing and actually putting pressure on the goal, they've got the goalkeeper, a bank of 6, and then 3 or another one, possibly 4. Then there's Dzeko, and it's making it so difficult to actually break down. That's why you're seeing Pep as well at the end, so frustrated with the Kanji, because he's just thought, I'm going to have a pot shot. Where really, yes, I work it out wide. Can we bring it back? Can we go the other side? Can we bring it back? And people were sort of saying, have a shot. But that's not what he wants. He just wants to find them little holes or them little gaps. Somebody just to switch off, and then you're in there rather than taking a, shall we say, a lucky dip from 20-25 yards.
It's going back to the basic principles, isn't it? The things that made them successful over the course of the season. And Steve just nailed it, like sticking to your principles, shifting the opposition, waiting for someone to switch off, as you say, and then finding those gaps. You could see that Grealish was like wide open on the left at the edge of the area, and he loves that space. He loves that interchange that he has with Haaland as well. But you're right, like the defensive commitment to get those numbers behind the ball as quickly as Inter have, it's going to be tough. It's going to be really, really tough to break down.
It's no surprise that City have had 61% possession.
No. I think we knew that was going to happen, and now
but they've fallen into that trap of playing the low block. And how on earth do you find the answers to it? So one of the questions is, is Mahrez a key figure for the second half? Would he be brought into things? Quite a few fans getting in touch with us saying that they'd like to see his involvement, or.
It really just depends. I think all over, everyone needs to get tidy up a little bit, just all over the pitch. I mean, the decisions, I think, look very, like we're kind of like second-guessing ourselves a little bit. They don't look as decisive as perhaps like they normally do. And I think what I noticed as well is like loads of the players are slipping as well on the pitch. So you're not necessarily trusting your feet. If you are going to deliver a whipped-in ball into the midfield, is it going to turn over? Are you going to slip? What's that going to be like? Someone's up your backside, But yeah, I think like obviously there are opportunities to bring on the likes of Mahrez as well. But I still think there's more in the tank from. We've not seen the best of City yet.
No, they can step up again. I think you both made the point in that pre-match we thought they all looked calm and everything's fine, but actually a match and a game of this magnitude would affect anyone. And actually this is a Champions League final, and actually it has affected how City have played.
It's understandable. You know, the human beings. And yes, of course, you can be relaxed and stuff like that. But as I said, in your mind, you are thinking, I don't want to give the ball away. I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to slip. You're thinking kind of, oh, I don't want to do this. Whereas normally, if they're playing at home or if they're playing away, they haven't got a second thought. It's just get the ball, pass it, move, you know, drop the ball in there. I can get there, do this, I can do that. Whereas all of a sudden, you're now kind of, do I dare take that chance? What happens if I lose it? What happens if I lose it and they go and score? It's my fault and I've cost us everything. That does cross your mind. They just need, the manager be saying at the moment, calm down. He'll probably say it in stronger terms, I have to be honest, than I'm saying it, but that's what he will be sort of saying. Believe in yourselves, trust in yourselves, play, be comfortable, be like sort of arrogant with it, actually, more than anything, just like trust in your own ability. You know, look at your players. We're an excellent team. Go out there and show them.
We need these City players to be believing in themselves. Right, let's just gauge the atmosphere at Mayfield with Steve.
Welcome back to Manchester here at Mayfield Depot. I've just watched that first 45 minutes with over 6,000 Manchester City fans here, and it's been a fascinating game of football. I think we all probably knew it would be difficult. This Italian side, they are absolutely ruthless. They are well drilled. They are winning machines, but so are Manchester City. The atmosphere has been incredible. These fans have been loud. They have been vociferous. They have been in cracking voice. So loud that I wouldn't be surprised if you can hear them over in Istanbul. But of course, there is still 45 minutes left. 45 minutes left to hopefully see Manchester City complete the most wonderful of accomplishments, a treble after the Premier League and FA Cup double, of course. And I trust this City side. We have had the best chance in the first half so far. Erling Haaland, of course, stinging the goalkeeper's hands after Kevin De Bruyne through ball. But of course, there was a somber note. KDB going off. But if you're going to bring on anyone, you're going to bring on Phil Foden. And the reception that he got in this room here tonight, that was one of our own. You could tell that the fans knew it. I trust him to make the difference in a game of this calibre. And I trust this Manchester City side as well. And I think everyone in this room trusts this Manchester City side too. I want to see more from Manchester City in the second half, and I think we all do as well. But so far, as difficult as it has been, they still haven't created any chances. Ake, Ruben, Diaz, Kanji, they've been an absolute rock at the back, but we need to see a tiny bit more going forward. But we are that close, Blues. We really are. I cannot wait, hopefully, to see this room absolutely lift off and go crazy. I'll no doubt be drenched in all forms of fluid, but it'll be absolutely worth it. Fingers crossed we can get a Manchester City winner and we can watch this place erupt, and you guys over in Istanbul can have a cracking time too. It's a game of two halves for an obvious reason. It's a cliche, but it's true. First half cagey. Hopefully the second half will be a little bit more lively. City create some chances, maybe a bit of Phil Foden magic, but we are that close, Blues. We are that close. I can just about taste it. Back to you guys.
He's confident, isn't he?
He sure is.
We're that close. He's not giving up. He's after that big moment in the second half. Look, City had a great chance through Haaland. It wasn't a clean opportunity, but he was there on his left foot. Great ball through from De Bruyne. Keeper saves.
Yeah, you know, it was something we expect to see, that through ball into Kevin De Bruyne or into Haaland. We've seen it so many times this season already. But yeah, I think it just kind of got away from Haaland just before he was about to strike it. The angle was really, really tight. And fair play to Onana. He stood up nice and big. There's not really a whole lot in it, you know, to really force anything massive from Onana. But it's going to take a lot more than that to beat him tonight.
Yeah, I think you could say that both sides, their forward lines, haven't been creative enough. For all the defending Inter have done, they've not really put anything together at the other end of the pitch, Steve.
No, they haven't. The only time they've kind of capitalised is when City give the ball away a little bit too cheaply. But having said that, I haven't threatened. I think there was one shot, but when his own teammate got in his way and he kind of put it to the side, kind of shanked it really. But I don't think Edison's had to make a save. I mean, obviously the game needs a goal. If City get it, we've got a game on, because they have to then come out. If they get it, it's honestly, it'll be like, well, it will be just 10, 11 players behind the ball. It'll be so difficult.
That'd be a huge problem, wouldn't it?
That would be a massive problem. Yeah, I mean, you are looking at huge difficulties there. So, as I said, the manager's looking at his team and he's sort of saying, listen, lads, you know, we're better than this. You've sampled it now. Calm down. Now let's play. You know, you've getting them nerves out. You know what it's about. You know why we're here. let's just play. I'm hoping to see a different City the second half, because whilst it wasn't a bad performance by any means, it wasn't Manchester City. It's not why they're there, because they were there, they were blowing teams away. This is not the best team they've played in the Champions League, but they're making it look difficult.
Right. Have you both been in those half-time team talk situations where things have just flicked by something the manager said, or?
I think, like, the occasion can get to you, as much as you try to say, like, no, like, let's just focus on what it is that we need to do. Like, you just want it so bad that sometimes that can cloud your thinking a little bit, you know? And these guys will know as soon as they got into the changing room that that wasn't good enough. That's not the City that, you know, we're used to seeing. And they know that we'll just have to get back to basics, maybe move the ball a little bit quicker, kind of take some riskier passes, because that's what Pep likes. He likes having those risks, like being brave, being courageous. And I don't think we saw that yet, you know. So I think that's probably what we'll probably see going into the second half. But again, these guys want this so bad, you know, that you can almost feel like there's a bit of anxiety around it, you know. But I mean, what we spoke about before, you need to play with that freedom. You need to relax, just as Pep was saying. So, yeah. It's really difficult, because you know you can do better, and you just need to figure out how to settle yourself down.
Another thing for the players as well, there's been all this build-up, and there's the nervous energy, and there's the thinking about it. They'll actually be sitting in the dressing room going, where's that first half gone?
Yeah.
It's gone within a
like
blink of an eye.
So quick.
And then they're kind of thinking, well, we need to do something here, because this is, you know, time's running out. Somebody has to make a mark. Somebody has to do something decisive. The Inter Milan players will be saying the same. Oh, we've built up for this, but it's just gone. It's just like, that was 47 minutes. It was like 30 seconds. You know, I can't remember anything in the game, really. So this is the time just to compose yourself, get yourself ready. And hopefully there's a star. Well, they're all stars, but hopefully there's another star, a bigger star in there for the second half of Man City.
I was just thinking about the Inter Milan mindset now. Has it completely changed? Is there a...
They'll be sticking to the same plan.
They'll have some belief,
No, but
right? They'll have some belief for sure.
Their confidence levels have moved, haven't they?
They'll be. I mean, for them, Man City having 63%, they'll be delighted. You know, they'll be thinking, well, that's fine. You know, they've had 63%, but really, what have they done? Yes, there's been a Haaland shot. Yes, there was the Bernardo Silva, where, in all fairness, it was actually closer than what we thought, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But they'll be content with that, because they'll just think, as long as the game goes on, we'll just might just catch them. You know, we'll just try and counter-attack, might get a set play, something like that. I mean, Man City haven't had a corner yet this first half. You know, and I think they've had a couple of free kicks and corners and bits and pieces. So it's an intriguing second half coming up.
Steve's revising his prediction again.
I'm not.
I think that's changing once more.
Trust.
Right, OK, we're not too far away from the second half. Let's get back to our commentary team, Andy Morrison and Ali Man.
So, welcome back to the Olympic Stadium in Istanbul. The Inter Milan players are in the tunnel, the City players are not. But it's been an intriguing first half. Sometimes you use the word intriguing when others might say that it's been a tactic.